And we're rolling!
Oh, it's going. Keep going, Nick. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, going. And when he gets to about there, shoot him.
Okay.
Okay? So
Oh,
that
I
means
see, yeah.
let loose. I kept coming back to the fact that what its nickname is the Battle of the Bastards. It's about two bastards fighting each other. It's basically a pub brawl.
It's really nice to get to sort of have the two bastards there together, facing off. They're so similar, but they're the antithesis of each other.
Ramsey's weapon all the way through is antagonizing people, coaxing them, drawing them into a trap, and John completely falls for it.
It's, you know, one guy on one side of the field, another guy on the other side of the field who just get into a punch-up. And the punch-up is what happens in the middle of the field.
You wanna fight?
We want them to come together, and we don't really know what we want them to do in the middle, but it's got to be good.
We're trying to capture the madness that this must have been. At any second could be the end of him. It's just a stray blade or a horse falling or a guy, you know, sticking him in the back. And he's barely surviving. We've been choreographing action that should look like it's kicked off in the street. It should look like absolute lunacy. So he's trained the whole thing. It's all going to be him. We're not going to use a double for that. He's got lots of stuff to do.
You've got things happening that are rather kind of epic that you can't shoot in any real meaningful way. You've got a giant pulling a guy out of the crowd and smashing his head with his bare hand. You've got horses crashing into each other.
You can't run two horses together because you kill the horses. It became about marrying real horse falls with the digital world so that we could have a real horse take a fall, and then we could digitally superimpose a second horse, which was a CGI horse that would seem to hit the real horse, causing it to fall in the first place.
You add a new level of danger in with horses. It's not just a fist fight.
We've got people getting slashed in the neck, you know, we've got stomach slashes, we've got axes in heads, we've got all sorts.
The best way to describe Bob is every day they would bring all the extras on board, and I would down to the set, and I would send them back and say, more blood, more mud. And that's all I ever said, is more blood, more mud. And with Kit, it was more blood, more mud. That's all I was going for, is how dirty can we make this war?
I would like to put on record right now that I have had more shit thrown at me than any other actor on this show. I had so much crap on my face. I just wanted to finish by then. I was like, I've loved this, but let's just end. And that was good, again, good for the scene.
Put your sword down and just do this, and it's like you're going to basically punch him in the face. So the next time that I see you, you've made absolute mincemeat of him. We managed to find all these really interesting references and places where we could build the story and make spectacle and keep it about the characters, because in the end, no one cares about, you know, Wildling number 6 dying. What they care about is John going to survive or not, and is he going to whip Ramsey's ass?
Bit higher, Kit, bit higher.
We actually spent an entire day, 10 hours, with Kit on top of Ewan, beating him. And I just shot it from every single angle I possibly could.
I actually did punch Ewan in the face twice by accident.
got a shield in the chin as well, which I really enjoyed. Jaw hurt a bit the next day. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things when you're doing this kind of thing, and he's got to give it that passion.
Where is he?
My hounds will never harm me.
His dogs were such a thing for him in this season and in seasons past, and such an extension of his own horrible urges and instincts and his tools of sadism and aggression in the world.
They're loyal beasts.
They were. Now they're starving.
We had to do it with dogs which are already difficult to work with, but these are dogs that are actually quite vicious, and so you can't be in the same room as them, and everyone has to clear out, and you have to use remote heads, and they're quite hardcore.
Stop! Stop!
It's such a strong moment for her because all her life she's been affected by these men who have just done such terrible things to her. This is the first moment that you actually hear her say, "This won't affect me and I'm stronger than this."
We've known for quite some time that the Mad King had planted caches of wildfire throughout the city. And when Jamie is telling Brienne the story of the last moments of the Mad King, he tells her that the wildfire was planted below, the major boulevards, and he actually says below the Sept of Baelor. And Dan and I started talking about this as potentially Cersei's plan, for how she finally overcomes her adversaries.
The principal idea behind it was start the sequence with a whole different bunch of people with a whole different bunch of expectations as they get ready for work one day. So the thing I really focused on is an enormous amount of details of them dressing in the morning, really abstract kind of perfume commercial style details of the lacing up the back of the gown, the putting on the crown, and they go to work and then work becomes something completely different. Trial has its own dramatic drive, which is, will he say that he's guilty or not? What will be the consequences?
I will abandon the Tyrell name and all that goes with it.
Blood knife. It's literally a blade with a hollowed out section. Whoever's operating it just squeezes the pump and out comes the blood.
With the carving, I had a face mold, so I went in, they molded my face, and then a prosthetic is put on.
And then I come back here and it stops there. So I'll just prick it in and then do another.
There's something wrong.
You have nothing to fear, Your Grace. The trial will begin shortly.
Marjorie is savvy regarding Cersei. Marjorie's carved a career out of being occasionally one step ahead and occasionally one step behind. She puts 2 and 2 together and makes 4 ahead of everyone else.
The trial can wait. We all need to leave.
He's overconfident. What he's doing is in the forefront of his mind. He doesn't really suspect that anyone's going to undermine him.
What we were trying to get to is the ultimate dramatic moment in that sequence when Marjorie turns to the High Sparrow, because the High Sparrow, for all of his conviction, underestimates Cersei. So we were all about, how do we get to this point where you end on a big close-up of Jonathan Pryce's face, who's so expressive, and you can see just the second before the whole place blows up that he goes, oh, shit.
Very quiet now, please, for the cues. Only Mig's voice. We're rolling. You ready for fuel? Yeah, ready. And action!
Starts off with the wildfire puddle, which is the ignition system. Then we see the barrels that are leaking. They explode, and they trigger the barrels that are all the way down the vault wall. They explode. So when we do the barrels, we've got some pyro set up